Hello everyone, I'm Tracy Derwin. In today's video, I'm going to be going into the LA riots that broke out on June 6th on Friday. Today's Tuesday, June 10th, and a lot has happened throughout this past few days. I'll just kind of briefly go over some of the images and information that's been put out, but what I really want to do is highlight the information that's not been put out by most channels, especially the legacy media, and mainly the organizations and the funding that is and recruitment efforts that are behind these riots and the plans for the future. So here's one listing trying to get people involved. And something really interesting, there are these listings for to get people involved, and it pays very well. In fact, up to $12,500 per week. So rioting is very lucrative nowadays. And it says here, no experience needed. They're looking for the toughest badasses in the city. And they're even offering relocation assistance. So if you live somewhere else and you want to relocate for the riots, there's assistance there too. So I would say one of the best paying jobs right now without any experience required is being a rioter. Here's another listing. Although if you are a Marine, you need not apply. Long story, they don't take Marines anymore. But they provide all the equipment that you need, including pallets of bricks that were delivered to the ICE detention center, as well as other areas around LA. There are more cinder blocks and bricks. Here is a pack of rocks that you can use that was sent to the art building that Mayor Bass is on the board of. Okay, another thing that has unfolded is that Trump has deployed hundreds of National Guard. I believe it's more now. I think it's like in the thousands. But so there's this kind of political theater going on between Trump and Newsom. Now Newsom is going to sue Trump for sending the National Guard, and he dares Tom Homan to arrest him. We'll see what happens with that. Here are the plans going forward. So they're trying to make this a national event, similar to what happened about whenever the riots that happened during lockdown. Okay, here is one of the groups that is organizing this. It's called No Kings. Before we get to that, I do want to show some footage from Cinema Shogun, and he's the only channel that I found that's reporting on this topic of the funding and the support that these rioters are getting. And I'm going to share that right here. And you're going to see them getting these specialized masks to like protect their faces.
This is about. Alex, you do bring up the fact that this could be very concerning. It is a Monday and not the weekend, so you're wondering how many people are wanting to stick around through the evening. Matthew, do you get a feel at all for this crowd? You've been out there for the past couple days.
Yeah, it reminds me of when we got to Paramount on Saturday. Here we have another person doing a little bit of a burnout there in the intersection, where you can feel an energy in the air. It's hard to describe, where it just feels like something's going to happen and you're waiting for it to happen. And you can look around, you see the National Guard in front of the federal building, but as far as this intersection where we're seeing all this take place, there's no local police to be seen.
Yeah.
And we have people handing out masks and gas masks, and we just saw people graffitiing the sidewalk right in front of this truck, and we've seen people doing burnouts in the street. There's no local law enforcement around.
Let us clarify, because we've been showing a wide shot and from a different angle, a whole lot of officers on the other side of the federal building, almost behind you, and perhaps the visual is obstructed from your point of view, but I can tell you there are many, many, many LAPD cars and officers there that have staged. They are blocking that freeway overpass, so protesters can't get on that overpass like they did yesterday and throw bricks or concrete or scooters down on law enforcement that was below, that had cleared the 101 freeway. So perhaps they're not where you are, but there's a lot of them already positioned there. They're not getting caught off guard by a crowd gathered here.
So, I mean, that was quite a shot that we have there of these folks, and your photographer just gave us a great shot of the box that was left behind, which showed the brand of mask. I mean, it's not the kind of thing, thank you for seeing this there. It looks like a bionic shield is what that's called. I mean, that's not the kind of thing that you buy in bulk.
All right, so thank you, Cinema Shogun, for pointing that out. There was a truck with the distribution of these specialized masks, and they're not cheap. They're, I've got a close up here. It's called a Bionic Shield, and it retails for $64, $61 in bulk. So there's certainly a funding mechanism behind this, a pretty well-funded organization. I'm going to go into that shortly. But if you look at that scene that was played right there, they said the LAPD is kind of standing down. So this was, you know, being allowed to happen, the distribution, it was kind of being, you know, planned. So there were people getting ready, and, you know, they were given time to, you know, get their mask, put on their mask, and getting ready to riot in downtown. That was on Temple Street in downtown. Earlier, the riots broke out in Paramount, which is about a 15-minute drive southeast of downtown. And there was also riots in South LA in front of the Dale's Donuts. I believe that's where the Dale's Donuts is. Okay, so I really wanted to make sure that was, you know, that is understood, that these events are not purely organic. It's not people just coming out in response to the ICE raids. This is a planned event, and there are many plans for the future. You know, I'll show some of these clips of the bricks or the pallets and how they're being thrown. And yeah, I'm not sure where this is, but they were definitely given these supplies. I know the news also said that they were using hammers to make these bricks, which is probably true as well. And then I'm going to show this. All right, so that is what they were using these bricks for. And I have a couple of other so they were also starting fires and lighting things on fire. And then here's also the National Guard coming to LA. And I think this was, maybe Saturday night. And I don't have a strong opinion on, you know, whether they should have done this. I just feel like this kind of has to be done, but it certainly elevates the situation and makes it a bigger deal. It escalates the seriousness of this versus letting the local police handle it. But I wasn't actually there, so I didn't see exactly how big these protests or riots were or are. It's not in my area, so it is for now very localized to the downtown areas. All right, now I'm going to talk a little bit about the organizations behind this situation. One of the groups that I have found is they're called No Kings, and it's kind of like an anti-Trump group. It says here, no corruption has gone too far, no thrones, no crowns, and no kings. And if we look into who is behind this group, they're affiliated with many different partners. And we're going to see right here many, many different partners, including Planned Parenthood, ACLU, Bernie Sanders, Catholic groups. The list goes on and on. But one of the main funders is called the Open Society Foundation, which is funded by George Soros, or the Soros family. And they have given $7 million to the No Kings organization. So many of them here. So I really wanted to let everyone know that this situation is not purely organic. The people that you see out here causing problems are not just doing it because of their belief in immigration or their protests against the immigration raids, but it's much bigger than that. And I guess if you are a young person in LA that is looking to make money, this is probably one of the best paying jobs that you can get. I'll show really quick the plan for June 14th. So many other cities are organizing to also get involved. And just make sure I got everything. Yeah, that's really the main thing I wanted to put out. I'm not feeling too good today, so I just wanted, I didn't put the best presentation together. I really apologize, but I'll continue to follow this, and as more information comes out, I will report it. So that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.